Gibbo presents.
It's Gibbo coming to you from London, and right now I'm joined by the co-founders of Sons of Dub, the official dub reggae platform of this generation for Rockers International, and one of the artists who is part of the label. It is Addis Pablo, Ras Jammy, and Jah Bami. Guys, it's a pleasure to have you here in the UK.
Allah, give thanks. Rastafari.
You've been here for a few days now, and I've been trying to keep up with your exploits via social media. And from what I can tell, there's been pool partying in Wales, some coffee drinking and bike riding here in the capital, and plenty of other things as well. But fill in the gaps for me. Give me a quick account of what you've been up to since you arrived.
You know, just reacquainting ourselves with the transport system, you know, missing buses and
planes,
you know, getting in arguments with bus drivers, you know, missing planes and those things. Just relaxing and, you know, trying to bring Jamaica to London to make it the best place for us, you know. So we have the chalice with us and we're keeping it blazing every time.
Yes, sir.
You know, just there with the whole family reuniting the thing, you know. Jah Biggs about, you know, London family. Link up with Mr. Williams yesterday.
Got some specials from him.
Yeah, who else we link up?
Too.
Yeah, man, we do enough things.
Yeah,
Gossipy.
United Nations the dub. Jah Youth. You have a show on Friday.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow.
But things, yeah, man. It's been a good few days.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, so much has happened.
Feels, yeah.
We were still trying for recollect.
How long we here?
Oh, Bami came in first, so Bami has to start.
I don't even know, like, I feel like we're here a month already, and it's like, not even
Bami coming.
a week.
Bami there about 9 days and
9
there
days.
about 5 days.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
So,
man.
Feel like a month.
Some days, yeah. A lot has happened.
How was North Wales and the United Nations of Dub Festival? I believe you received some gifts while you were there.
many different gifts. It was very amazing to perform somewhere. I guess like Wales for us is the first time even being outside of England. Second time in even UK for the first, but to be outside of England and London, it was amazing. The reception from people. We met people from all over the world. You know, Colombia, Mexico. You know, it was really interesting.
Yeah, it was good to get the fullness of the UK dub vibe, you know. It was good to really feel that and get the fullness of that compared to other places and everything, because it's kind of in the UK where the engine is keeping running, you know.
True.
Yeah, the gifts was great, you know. You know, we get fruits and vegetables and
A painting or a poster painting.
posters
of my dad.
and paintings. That was amazing, King.
Yeah.
One
There's
youth.
allowed to burn chalice.
You get to burn
On
chalice
on stage, where
yeah.
there's a no smoking sign.
All over.
I didn't even realize, King, honestly, I didn't even know, like, I didn't know we couldn't smoke. I didn't know that, well, you could have smoke. We smoke. But I didn't know they had no smoking signs.
All over.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Until the next morning I wake up after the... I
smoking
thought to put it
signs.
up after we perform.
Yeah, that sign beside was smoking with chalice that said fire hazard, fire safety. So, it was all over. It was interesting. That's the least. It was very interesting.
Addis, you recently released your debut album, In My Father's House, on the Dutch label, Jah Solid Rock Music.
Alright.
Am I correct in thinking that Mark from Jah Solid Rock just contacted you online one day to say he was interested in working with you?
Well, you're right. It wasn't Mark though. It was actually Denko, Ras Denko, who is, I would say, the CEO of Jah Solid Rock, in association with Mark, who is like his engineer and co-partner, I would say, like producer, everything. They work together. They're partners. But Denko linked me essentially at first, and then, as I said, from Facebook with this reason, and he said he would be interested in doing a debut album of mine, knowing that I didn't have an album out at that time. But I did let him know that I was working on other works, like with Rory Stone Love, and we'd have to kind of work on a certain timing and pace to make that become the debut album, because I was always working on different projects. But time allowed us, and there's the connection between Jah Solid being so humble and business-like, and we kind of saw a similarity in the way we wanted to approach doing music and releasing. So it worked out in favor of both of us, and this album, In My Father's House, come to fruition. So it was a process. It was actually in December 2012, going into 2013, we first met and started working from there. And then in time, we'll get the collaborations with Earl 16, Exile the Brave, aka Jah Exile, and Prince Allah, and all these great ones. So over that time period, I would say like a year, we worked on that album and everything came together.
Are there any disadvantages to making an album this way when you and the producer are based in different countries?
No, actually, to me, this album actually worked out better than even albums that I'm working out with people that are in face-to-face. So I can say with the advent of technology, it really doesn't make that much of a difference to me. It's like, it's even better sometimes. It makes it more interesting when you're working with someone who's coming from a different perspective, different time zone, different culture. It's like a really interesting story of even to communicate sometimes. We still haven't even met Rastenko in person, so it's just to show you that it's just about business and making things happen, you know, no matter where. He could have been on Mars.
You released a documentary to accompany that album, which can be seen online via the Jah Solid Rock YouTube channel, which was directed and edited by Samuel Cushai Johnson.
Yes, Exterminator family.
Did he come up with the idea for the documentary?
I think it was mutual. We had ideas.
It came up, the
They had an
documentary
essential
was
idea.
because it's 2014, you know, so
Visuals
Addis and
are
I
very
always
important.
trying to bring that visual aspect of things, you know. That's why you see us active on the social media and these other things.
We actually did a video slightly before that one with Jesse, the meditation series. So
Yeah,
that did
yeah.
also help create the idea. Even though we kind of worked it on, but it was
True.
like at the same time was doing other visuals to kind of just promote ourselves and the culture and Jesse and the whole young generation rockers.
Yeah, because it's like what you're doing now. People want to see you, you know. So
Face to face.
it was an idea between we just know that it's something we had to do, and bringing it to Denko for him to hear it was almost just natural, you know, because he was on the same level. And Samuel, Samo as we call him, Kushai, Exterminator family, you know. He's been working with Jesse for so long, you know, and he's a good brethren that we know and we trust to do some good works, and it came out great, you know.
Addis, from what I can tell, you're a pretty laid back and quiet kind of guy.
Very laid back.
Certainly not someone who craves limelight or attention.
Not at all.
So, how did it feel having a documentary made which you are the focus of and hearing all these people talking so positively about you?
Well, I mean, it was a very good feeling to have, you know, a project be based around your life or around you as an individual, especially when it's coming from the legacy of my father, because that's really what the whole, not the whole point is, but the whole connection is between in my father's house and focusing on me and coming from the lineage of Augustus Pablo Rockers International. So at that time, anytime it's really about my dad and like the focus is there, I don't mind and appreciate, I'll take that time to speak because I know that I'm representing him and the legacy. So it's like a diplomatic, you know, thing. I have to kind of always be willing to do it, even if I'm not a limelight person or a talkative person when it refers to that. But at the same time, when the focus is on me, it's a little bit, it was not uncomfortable, but I had to get used to it, and it was nice, you know, because it was familiar people, so it wasn't as hard, and a lot of Jammy was there, Valdo, so once you have family around you and people that you're used to, it makes it easier.
There's one story you guys tell in the documentary which I really like. In fact, I had to pause it, rewind it, and watch it back a couple of times. It's the one about buying a Melodica from a popular internet auction site. For the benefit of those people who haven't seen the documentary, and for me, because I just want to hear you tell it again, can you please tell us the story of how Addis acquired his first Melodica from eBay?
Well, essentially, first, I would say this was looking for Hana Melodica, like the original model that my dad used, and eBay, you know, the popular website, was the first choice. It was one of the places you could find those Melodicas up to this day. I basically ordered it at some point, or wanted to order it from like PayPal, using PayPal to pay, and by the time I had to put money in the account to have funds for it, there was no money, you know, I had no money for it basically. So I ordered it and then was to pay it next. And before I could even put money or have a credit card or anything, the order or the process and was mailed out. I couldn't find the buyer or the seller, I should say, and I couldn't find where it was coming from. It just It just pretty much reached at my house like within 2-3 weeks.
I don't know who to pay for the Melodica.
2 to 3 weeks it got to my house in New Jersey because I was in America, of course. So
you still
I don't know if that helped because of the American address or what. If it was Jamaica, maybe we would have never got it because Jamaica kind of set up a way with shipping. But
Yeah, man, mystic.
it was very fortunate and mystic, and we still have that Melodica up to this day. I actually had to get a new one because that one is like out of tune at this point because I've played so much songs and it's been all over the world, from all over Jamaica at least, so, and all over the world as well.
Man, them can link we, we would like to pay you for it, if we can find you, whoever you are. Little angel.
Yeah, so that was just a gift from Jah.
Truly.
I love this story because of the mysterious elements. And I know Melodica isn't something you can just go into a shop and buy.
Exactly.
But I have to say that I also found it amusing and somewhat surprising that Addis Pablo has to go to eBay to get a Melodica.
Yeah, King. I mean, the thing is that we did eventually link up with Hana. A couple, probably like shortly after that, we reached out to Hana and we did our endorsement deal with them. So probably in the future we'll do some things, but we're very, I guess, King, we're very grassroots, and we like to approach things from the level that anybody else approaches. So we don't approach like, oh, I'm Addis Pablo, give me a Melodica. Like, it's like, I don't ever feel like that. And if I even sell 1 million copies or anything that happens to me, I would never want to feel like because of my name I deserve something. I just think it's according to the person that you are inside, regardless of your title or your name. Even though each person has their own, I deserve certain things because of who they are. So I'm not going to deny that, but I think it's good when you can just approach things just like any other person approach it, at least.
One thing which strikes you about In My Father's House before you even listen to it is the cover design and artwork. It really is a work of art. Right. Did you have any input with regards to the design?
I would say definitely Rastinka and Jah Solid they're very open, and they didn't really go forward with anything without having our opinion or taking us each step of the way. I wouldn't say that we helped apart in design, but we definitely helped in designing it in terms of what we wanted from what we didn't want.
The idea become,
fruition. They brought the idea to fruition. They suggested, even the title, it wasn't necessarily In My Father's House at first, but we came up with that together with Rastinka. We had a few different ideas and we kind of settled on the ones that was the best for everybody.
The artwork was done by U.N.O.D. Can't remember. I think he's based in the US. He works very closely with Jah Solid Rock.
He did a few other covers.
He did a few of their covers, and
So
like I just say,
style.
they just know the vibes and the natural flow of things. So the idea was just mutual, and
it wasn't hard to come up with.
it
And
wasn't
then
difficult at all,
because of my name being Addis and tying in with Ethiopia, it's it's coming from Ethiopia, obviously. It's the capital city of Addis Ababa. So it does tie in perfectly. In My Father's House, it's more than one reference. It's both a reference to the King of Kings. In My Father's House, there are many mansions from 12 tribes to Orthodox, Nyabingi. And of course, my dad, Augustus Pablo, in his house, it's a musical house. So the title is very multidimensional, to say the least. It's more than one meaning, but it can be used in any way people want to interpret, both musically and spiritually, physically, theologically, scientifically. All type of Cali, smoking Cali. If they're smoking Cali, at least.
Smoking Cali.
It's available as a digital downloads on CD and on vinyl.
Yes.
Jammy, in the documentary, you talk about following in the footsteps of Addis's father, the late Augustus Pablo, when it comes to pressing vinyl and keeping the culture alive. Can you explain why you feel so passionately about continuing to press vinyl? What does vinyl mean to you?
I mean, even differently from the vinyl, just the approach with business from Rockers International and Augustus Pablo was much more advanced at the time compared to other people. It was one of the first publishing companies in Jamaica. The first. Yeah, and one of the first in the Caribbean, sorry, but the first in Jamaica, yeah. And it really kind of gave a lot of artists the opportunity to do something real, and kind of be able to account for what is yours, So just that business head kind of, because I'm a businessman, so that attracts me, differently. The love is vinyl, so commonly you would apply this to the vinyl culture and the whole essence of pressing vinyl and making vinyl. And I mean, you can always buy something on iTunes, you know, you would listen to it, it's like a vibe, but when you take up a vinyl, it's an experience of listening. You have to take up your vinyl, you have to wipe it off, you have to put it down, you put the needle on it, you hear the scratch, all these things. It's a nice feeling, it's a different element of listening. It slows down everything regardless of the pace of what you're listening to. I mean, from inception, and even just because of the timing, vinyl was the thing, you know. So they've been pressing vinyl, every song, dub plates, everything. They would press their own things, you know, independent, you know. And I think that is kind of reflected now within the whole movement of reggae artists in Jamaica. Now you see Sons of Dub as a label pressing their own vinyl, doing different things. You would see Brethren Chronics with his, you know, Chronics Music / Zinc Fence label, doing their own thing. Micah Shemaya, them have them EDB label, them doing them own things. So the business mind kind of give us a platform to move forward within the realms of our things, and not just saying, okay, we're going to apply it to the digital world or the YouTube or this or that, because vinyl genuinely is a love. You know, we play vinyl, we sit and we listen to vinyl, you know. So it's a passion. And I mean, it's important and it's reflective, because over the last year, it's been an extreme, you know, a drastic rise in sales, you know, across the board when it comes to vinyl and even within the reggae music. So it's a good feeling to see this, and I mean, it's natural. I mean, it's different, King. It's like a monument. You have a vinyl in your house, but it's different from a CD.
You can put it on your wall.
Yeah.
And you own it forever.
You own it forever.
And the value increases.
For real, the value.
So it's an investment.
Value increases.
In my mind.
I share many of your thoughts with regards to vinyl, and I bought the album on vinyl despite the fact I could have got it from iTunes for less than half the price. But I'm a vinyl junkie, and to me it just didn't seem right downloading the album from iTunes.
Right.
But you say the album is selling well on vinyl. A lot of people feel the same way as me.
I feel so. I mean,
I spoke with Only Roots Reggae like yesterday, and it's doing very well. It's almost finished,
especially for a new album.
For a new album, and like I say, not only the In My Father's House album, but even our first vinyl release, the Slassy Soldiers, it sold over 500 in the first month. You know, so when you look at this, it's something, because it's not this doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with digital sales in reggae. So for vinyl, I mean, it's
albums
nice.
don't even sell them no more.
And yeah, you look at that. You look at the Rockers repress we did recently, and then now you look at the Slassy, In My Father's House, the 45 and the LPs. It's selling like crazy. I mean, the reason why a lot of times we're on the road and people asking us for vinyl and we don't have is because they're selling out. It's not because we can't carry them or we don't want to sell out the vinyl. They must sell out, and we're not late, you know. So yeah, like you have to get online like Gibbo and buy it.
So presumably you'll release as many of your future projects as possible on vinyl?
All albums.
Yeah,
all
everything we want to put on vinyl, everything.
But especially LPs. And the LP that's coming out, it can always come out. And not at this point. I mean, if we start this way, we definitely want to continue right along the way.
And you see, like, when even with like Augustus Pablo, and they were pressing in Jamaica, you know, with their virgin equipment or their own things, or you understand. So it was at a level of independence and total control. In Jamaica now, you can't find anyone to press. You have to get your stamper from outside, and you have to take it to Dynamics. And after you press it, the quality unfortunately is not up to standard as it would be in Europe or America or Japan or wherever, you know. So for us, it's not difficult to press, but it's difficult for us to just say we're going to press our whole catalog, you know, because we would like to play vinyl alone. Strictly. So if we could just press one-off vinyl for everything we make in Jamaica, we would do it, and we'd be playing vinyl only. But the vinyl culture and the vinyl market and everything in Jamaica is not the same as it is in UK.
It pretty much the total opposite. It don't exist in
as
Jamaica.
It is in UK, and then it doesn't exist.
The only people that come to Jamaica for vinyl are people like yourself who might come to Rockers International Shop or something that's interested in seeing what's available to like Randy's and the few shops that are left. So in terms of Jamaican people, if you even mention vinyl, somebody looking at you like, Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
you're talking about
You
something,
mean like
a
a
dinosaur.
record? You mean like vinyl for the floor?
I think you're talking about a dinosaur or something, you know?
Yeah.
In
So-
their minds.
Yeah, it. You know.
Addis, it's perhaps obvious why you have such a connection to vinyl with the legendary Rockers International, as you just mentioned, being the family business, which is still open today
Yes.
and is the only record shop left on Orange Street.
Pretty much.
Due to the fact it's the last man standing, so to speak, the history it has, and the fact that your popularity is increasing all the time, has the shop seen more customers passing through the doors as of late?
I would say not necessarily more customers, but I would say more customers interested in even purchasing my records. Of course, still interested in the records catalog every day, but more people knowing who Addis Pablo is and interested in buying, say, the Selassie Soldiers or any of the re-releases that we've done recently. People have been asking, and we had a few on display there, and we didn't want to sell them, but people kind of forced us to sell them, so we just need some more records in the shop right now. That's what we're looking to do, and just update the shop and kind of. Actually, this June we're intending on doing like a relaunch of the record shop. Also paying homage to my dad for his birthday, June 21st. So we're gonna do like a dub weekend in Jamaica and tie it in with the record shop. Live performance on the 21st of June, and on the 22nd of June we plan to go to Kingston Dub Club and do some sound system style. So we just kind of want to update and pay homage to all the works and the legacy of Rockers and my father, including the record shop and everything that he did and the whole legacy.
How many of the customers who come to the record shop are from abroad?
All.
95.
Alright, you see,
All.
customers, 99%. Visitors, you can say 70%.
No, that's
But
all.
no, you have people from Jamaica would come. The man around the block them would come and check
But
it.
you can't really include them. People.
No, man, you have to count them in, man. 'Cause
Well, people are
even
the
the man
people.
who come hang around the shop, remember that are part of the culture.
Well, the thing is, people who come around the shop are usually Rockers people who are a family from been coming there from they're like 7 years old. So
yeah.
technically,
Yeah, come.
them is like we
you
going
have, to, you
there.
have to count them, man. You have to count them, man.
They can count them, but if you're talking about a Jamaican crowd of people outside of people,
It doesn't miss customers. They aren't Jamaican customers. Like the
On
Jamaican
Orange Street.
customer would be the one man who is going to buy some records to go
Yeah.
sell it back to the
exactly,
next shop and
which is
spread
still
it.
not for.
Yeah.
It's technically not him, but basically what I'm saying is that the people from Orange Street, which I said the whole Orange Street massive and town,
Family,
these are
yeah.
people who were there from my dad was 17 to now. So technically that's their shop. It's not even
Yeah,
like it's
it's
more
our
their
shop.
shop. Is you
Yeah.
know they're
And like
part owners of the shop. If you want to call it that.
it's reminiscent when you go there, like you feel it.
Yeah, man.
If it, on Orange Street, you know, when you go to Jamaica, them have to shed more light on the shop, you know,
And the whole Orange Street,
and the whole of Orange Street,
the whole of town.
the whole of town and everything.
That's where town come from.
Because like you're saying, alright, you ask foreigners, people come from everywhere in the world, every single place.
Literally,
Israel, Bahrain, Jamaica, let
Afghanistan,
me say Jamaica again, Trinidad,
Brazil.
Afghanistan, the whole of Europe, everywhere people come.
Japan, China.
The man come the other day. We have the vinyl pun display. We say, Mitchie, don't sell this one. This is just for display.
I couldn't do that.
Cool. 2 days after, Mitchie calling us, yo, a man won't leave the record shop. Him not go leave unless him get the vinyl at this what fi do thing, you know. So it's a serious hype. It's a real, and like it's a hype, but it's not a hype. Like you get hype within yourself when
It's
you
a
go
high.
there because you feel the high.
It's a high,
You know?
Them get high.
But
People come there and want to kiss
trust
the
me,
ground.
man, them kiss the ground.
Yeah. You them kiss it or them want to kiss it.
Kiss it, yes. Them kiss
And
the ground.
also as well, people, you should add that you're just being humble. When people know Addis in the shop, a lot more people turn up. You know,
Yeah,
when-
people
if
come
they
there.
know Addis in Jamaica and they know we're going to be at the shop, more people will come because they know Addis is there, you know.
The thing is, I was in the shop for years back and forth, but especially since we got so busy now and we're doing the works on this level, people are very interested to see if we're there, and basically they want the record shop to be our base. You know, it's just a matter of setting up in that manner. So we pretty much be at the shop. Anytime we're not in the studio, we'll be at the shop. You know, so it's just a matter of designing it and accommodating for our guests and foreigners like ourselves who are coming from all over the world to make it more approachable, just because of the times and the fact that if we wait, maybe we can't afford to be downtown because downtown is taking a change, what they call regentrification in some ways. You know, you have corporations moving downtown again, and you know, in maybe 4 to 5 years, maybe we can't afford to even be on Orange Street according to the direction of time and everything. So we definitely want to secure ourselves, which we are secure there because it's been there and it's a legacy. But in terms of the paperwork and just being there more often, we want Orange Street to be our base pretty much, just like it's always been.
Gibbo.